Hello farmers, you're welcome back to our YouTube channel. Let's quickly talk about the advantages of digging earthen pond manually and using excavator to dig it, which means manual ways of digging earthen pond versus machinery ways of digging earthen pond. What are the advantages that follows everything? You can see at my back here we have the manual one, and this one is dug between let me say 6 days now. So the pond is dug between 6 days now. You can see the work is still ongoing, although the work is about to finish. And the size of this pond is 40 by 60. And the maximum fish you can keep inside that I can advise you, as I don't advise overstocking, should be 4,000 pieces till table size. So that is the maximum capacity for this pond. Although if you want to stock something like 6,000, you can stock inside. If you want to stock something like 5,000, you can stock inside. But like I don't usually advise overstocking, that is the maximum you can stock inside. So what is the first benefit of digging earthen pond manually? The first thing is the pond are going to be clean. Look at the pond. You can see that the downside is clean. Like there won't be mud inside. But the one of excavator, it's a must for you to have mud inside. They cannot pack everything out at a time. So there is no how the machine is going to dig the pond that there won't be mud inside. Mud is a leftover sand. The sand they couldn't pack from the distance. You know, it's a machine, so it's just taking it out. So it cannot pack everything out. So excavator pond cannot be as clean as the one of manual pond. Two, the costs are higher than each other. You know, machine work per hour, so they can dig this thing for something like 100,000 or 80,000. That is within a day. But this one is manual, so it will take them a longer time to dig it. So this one will cost more than that of the excavator. Three, you can easily maintain manual one to that of excavator. For instance, now doing the sandbag of this one will be easy because it is not something big and it is not that deeper. But the one of excavator are usually deep, so before you could do the sandbag, it will take a longer time and it will even be a whole lot of work, and you will spend much money doing that. And another one is you can easily control anything inside this manual earthen pond, than the one of excavator. So you can control the one of excavator. Anything that is happening inside the excavator, you cannot control it like that of this manual one. For instance, if anything happens inside this one, you can easily jump inside to control it. But if something happens inside the one of machine one, the excavator one, you cannot jump inside easily because the pond are usually deep. You can easily raise fish inside this manual earthen pond, starting from day one, maybe juvenile. You can easily raise your fish inside without even salting. Like you just, if your fish are rime and you put it inside, you can raise them from there to table size. But sometimes in excavator pond, if the pond are deep and if it is long, you can't raise small fish inside. You'll have to keep them to something like jumbo size before you'll be able to put them inside excavator pond. Why? That is because the excavator pond are deep and big, so the fish cannot swim very well. It's just something like, let me put it in such a way that they will be scared, so it won't be conducive enough for them to swim. But this one is portable, so they can swim up and down, swim everywhere to all the angles of the pond. Those are the benefits of digging both. Excavator are usually deep, but earthen pond are not that deep. You can control earthen pond, but you cannot control the one of excavator like that. For instance, if they are tearing, if this one is tearing, you can easily call people to maintain it. The maintenance are better than each other. You can easily maintain this one to the one of excavator. If excavator pond is tearing, you just be watching it until it tear finish, because you can't even amend it because it is big. But this one you can easily amend it. So I can tell you that this one is better than the one of excavator. Everything depends on the capacity of fish you want to keep at a time. If your desire is to keep a maximum of 10,000 or 5,000 or 8,000 at a time, you can go for the one of excavator. But if you have to keep between that one to 5,000 fish at a time, you can go for the one of manual. And usually the cost of everything is the reason why some people chooses to go for excavator or go for manual. The time it will take to dig the ponds, it's what some people consider. You know, it will take excavator, like I told you, to dig this one within a day, but digging it with manual will take some days. So it's time difference too is the reason why people use excavator. For instance, now this pond costs something like 130,000, even if you can't finish it. And if you are wondering why we couldn't do this sandbag here, it is because the sand is solid, the dike is a little bit solid. I do tell you that sandbag is not done to beautify pond, although it's beautify pond, but doing sandbag is not just to beautify pond. If your dike, your sand is solid, then you don't need to do sandbag. You know, that is another expense and another cost. But if your sand is not solid enough, if you notice that the dike will break, then you do sandbag to defend the dike. We do sandbag to defend the dike and not to beautify the pond. So if you are doing your sandbag to beautify your pond, that is not the purpose of doing it. You are doing sandbag to defend the dike at the side of the pond. You are doing it to defend it from falling. So the reason why we are not doing that is because the sand is solid. If later on the dike started falling, it will be easy to control and do the sandbag because it is manual one. So if you don't have the budget to dig and do the sandbag at once, you can first of all dig, then you rear your fish for some certain time, then you do the sandbag. The cost of doing sandbag plus the cost of digging may be up to 160 or 170, but digging it alone like this will cost you something like 130, 140, depending on your location. You can easily prepare manual earthen pond than the one of excavator earthen pond. If you want to prepare excavator earthen pond, then you have to just to sink after you harvest before you stock your fish. Why? That is because it will take a longer day to pump out the water in excavator pond than that of manual earthen pond. Harvesting in manual earthen pond is easier and simple than that of the excavator pond. So that is all about the difference between the two and the cost of digging this size of pond. This is Simeon. I'm one of your youngest fish farmer in Nigeria. Thank you for watching the video and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Keep on watching Addota Farm.